Thank you for coming on this afternoon. Good to see everybody. Quite a few faces that we've met during the day, actually. So hope you've enjoyed it. My name's Henry. I'm going to run this session in about the next 30 minutes, and it's really about making content engaging. It's all very well having all these wonderful systems, but if nobody's actually looking at it or reading at it or engaging with it, it's kind of a bit pointless. We've been in publishing since 1999. I know I don't look old enough, but I am. And in the last 7 years, we've seen such a change, a transformation in terms of how technology is used for publishing. I'm not just talking about training, publishing generally. And our company, PageTiger, has very much been at the forefront of that change and the push to use digital technology. In this session, though, I've mentioned the T word there. There will be no technical jargon. Our customers are not technical. I'm not technical. It's going to be really easy to follow. And what I'm going to do in the next 25 minutes now is share with you some live examples. Generally, we don't show what our customers do because it's internal comms. But I've got some things I can show you from some big brands, so you'll see real live working systems. I'm going to show you some best practice suggestions and also share with you some results. And some of those will be real-time results. We will pause briefly for questions should anybody like to ask me anything, although with all this noise going on around us, it might be a little bit difficult. Now, this presentation is created using the PageTiger system, and it is available online, www.summerforum.uk. So if you'd like to follow it online, you can, and if you'd like to watch it afterwards, you can. However, you will find some of the things are blocked, so you won't be able to access them, because obviously if we're showing you customers' work, I can't make that publicly available. So, we're pretty new to learning. We came along in February to learning technologies, I think downstairs actually, and we had a great time. It was fascinating for us to see how many people could use our type of system to deliver learning. And funnily enough, we got, I think, second place for ones to watch, which is great. So hopefully you'll find this as inspirational. Those people that saw us at Learning Technologies in February came to us with 3 issues. My content is dull and dreary. I suppose that's 2 issues in one, really. It is difficult to access. Nobody can read it. And in fact, the third one was, nobody does read it. I think there's some key lessons to be learned and some of the things we're going to try to answer in this session. So, before I do, let's just explain what PageTiger is. We're a UK business. We're based about 5 miles that way in Richmond. I'm Henry. I'm one of the 3 founders of the company. In Richmond, we have a creative team and a support and training team. And up in Lincoln, very far away, is where our technical people work in their kind of bunkers doing coding and stuff. Our software is really, really simple, as you're going to see, because we're going to make something in a moment. But we are winners of innovation awards and the like, so it's pretty robust. Our business also combines the software with the creative side. So you don't have to do it yourselves. We can help, not just on the technology, but also on the creative side as well. And the number of people accessing documents through PageTiger has doubled for each of the last 5 years, and is now up to 71.6 million readers. And those people are reading learning materials, internal comms communications, HR material. And what I'm now going to do is show you the answers, or our suggested answers, to some of those issues that people face. My content is dull and dreary. Well, people come to us all the time, or come to our system all the time, saying, I've got some pretty dull, dry content, what can I do? And I think there are some best practice guidelines here. Make it interactive, get your readers to engage, get them to do polls, surveys, assessments, tests, watch video. But that all sounds really complicated. But it'd be good if you could do all of those things. Also, treat your learners, your employees, as consumers. Compose your publication and editorialize the content. Use strong images, use headlines, use the sort of things that you see in the glossy magazines all the time. That's the way to engage them. But also, reduce your pagination, keep it tight, less is more, not loads and loads of words, people don't want to read it, not 500 pages. We had a client come to us with their induction experience, 289 pages of PowerPoint. It's an experience, but not one you'd really want to ever relive. So I'm going to show some examples here. But before I do, we've looked at 40 interactive publications. They could be bulletins, newsletters, but they're following these best practice guidelines. And they're viewed by a huge percentage of the target audience. But if you can see there, the general consensus is that people will do about 10 interactions within a kind of 12-page publication, which is pretty good, because if you've got 10 key things you want to get over, then that's going to achieve it quite well. And I'm going to show you some of these. As I say, some of these you'll be able to access, but not the ones that say restricted. I'm going to show you, first of all, a project for one of our customers, which is Coke. I am doing this off the Wi-Fi, so apologies if it's a little slow. This is all online. As I say, you can look at it on your mobile phones and so on. Coca-Cola's capability team used this publication to put out to their global audience. This is the May issue, so this is live online. And out of those 16 pages, they will include videos and polls and surveys and the like. Here you would have cover lines, just like you would in a normal kind of magazine, so that people can click to different things to make it easy to access. Funnily enough, they're promoting learning technologies in their capability news publication, which is fine. Contents, make it easy for people. People are used to seeing magazines and publications like this, but also to be able to click to read more. Again, not too many words on the page. Keep it very simple. And here, don't have all the words about Bettina Opoli Gaggi, because nobody wants a page full of text about these people. Just let people click to read more about them. Now, on our website, a lot of what we do, we don't put it on our website, in all honesty. We've created bear with me half a moment on this. We've created a fictitious brand called ABC Invest. And if you go to ABC Invest, just do a Google, it'll come up top. You'll see lots of different examples going through the whole HR learning process. So that would be from offering positions to new employees, through to induction programs, pre-induction programs, presentations, investor relations, media relations, the full employment contracts and so on, plus company magazines like this. And we've had quite a few conversations today from people who create company magazines and send them out in a PDF for their employees to read. Much better to let people engage, watch some video, vote for what they think of the new staff canteen restaurant menu and so on. So again, it's about the interactivity. So in terms of the issue that people face, which is our content is dull and dreary, quite often it is, but it can be made more engaging by using some of these principles. So less is more, editorialize it and use interactivity to bring it alive. And interestingly, whilst I showed you some numbers there, the number of issues being created in digital issues, our business is going, this PageTiger business has been going since 2012, and you can see it might have been a bit slow. This is the total number of issues published each month using the PageTiger system. You can see that there is a big trend, particularly in the last 18 months or so, to this type of interaction. And of course, this publication, this presentation, is a PageTiger document. Second thing that people face as a challenge is it's difficult to access. And you need to balance up two things here. You need to make it easy for everybody to see, but remember it's internal communications, and the two don't always sort of go together. So, firstly, you want it accessible on any device. If you're sending something out to your workforce or new employees or whatever, you have no idea what computer they'll be on. You don't know what they're doing at home. Are they on iPad, iPhone, iPad Pro, Android, BlackBerry? Many of our customers are using Internet Explorer version 6. So the likes of Lloyds Banking Group, the NHS, they're not on the latest state-of-the-art computers. So it needs to be accessible on everything. And that includes for the visually impaired. Everything here would also be accessible for the visually impaired to read on a screen reader. You've also got to make it really simple to navigate. The gentleman speaking before me was saying, I think it was 3 seconds to get anywhere. Don't have a 60-page publication that people have to page through, those ones. Have lots of publications all linked up together, and so people can jump from one area to another. And in terms of controlling reader access, there are a raft of different options, but you don't want to have anything that people can download, because then you have no way of securing who can see it. With this system, you can actually set access by employee payroll number, with email address, and so on. So and that also means that you can track it further down the line to see actually what people are clicking on. And again, looking now at induction and learning programs, the optimum is between 20 and 50 pages. That's quite a large tolerance, but that's really what most people will be engaging with. I'm going to attempt to battle the rather struggling Vodafone internet connection here. Again, I would be able to share some of this with you afterwards if you like, but this was the Diageo induction program, which actually we've locked out. So. The quantity of the volume of readers accessing has also grown in line with the publications created. Thirdly, so we've covered my content is dull and dreary. We've covered it's got to be easy to access. Now the fact that nobody reads it. The kind of first two things kind of answer the third. But having access to good, strong, reliable management information is very important. So first of all, we would always suggest that people set KPIs. So whilst you might be doing a learning pack, a company magazine or whatever, there will be some key things that you want to get over. If it's an employment offer pack, the key thing might want to be, have you accepted this job? So set KPIs and decide for each page what you want that page to do. Also have the facility to identify your readers, whether it be through email address or payroll number, and then filter the information. So you can see it by individual, by publication, by department, and so on. Now, the graph along the top there, it's a weekly magazine that Northumbrian Water create for their employees. They've got just shy of 3,000 staff, and they create a publication every week. They send it out in an email format where people can click on the different pages. So, for example, this is a real live email that, well, it's dummy text in there, obviously, but you can see here the employee would receive information like that, and they could then click through to the various stories. What I neglected to tell you is actually I'm running 3 different browsers here, so I can quickly jump from one thing to another, which is probably holding me up a little bit. This is Northumbrian Water's live PageTiger account, and just to show you some of the analytics that you can glean from it. Now, they create this publication, H2 Info, every single Friday. So the last one would have gone out on 10th of June. That's all the different issues. That's every Friday's up, and it's fairly consistent, but out of about 2,700 employees, I think, last week's, which was the 9th of June, well, actually went out on the 10th of June, 2-3, 2-4, 2-2, 2-3, 2-4, 2-2, 2-3, 2-5, 2-5. So again, that's kind of overcoming the nobody reads it, and actually drilling down through here, using the analytics. They could go to a specific issue. I'm not going to, because I'll have people's emails, addresses, and things in there, but they could see exactly who's viewed each page and so on. What have I done there? Sorry. So you can see here the most popular pages. It's only 6 pages. It's done every week. You can see that actually 1,500, nobody ever reads the back page, by the way. On these digital publications, back pages doesn't happen. But the page before, 2-1, out of 2.5 at the start, so that's quite good retention. And you can see there the various head counts, and the interactivity would be reported in there as well. So those are the 3 things I really wanted to talk about in terms of how to overcome those 3 big issues. Is there anything else? I don't know if I'll be able to hear you very well. Is there anything else anybody would like to ask about some of the things I've shown you at all? Okay. you are asking, I can't hear, so I'll carry on. Now, let me just close this for a moment. So that's their publication and the reports. So what's the process in putting one of these wonderful, super-duper, interactive, flippy-booky, page-turny things together? Well, again, this is our best practice, and it's what we use in our training. The first thing is not to start designing it. It's to plan, who are your readers, what are your goals, what are you trying to achieve, how will they be reading it, how long will they spend reading it, and so on. And why are you doing it in the first place? Because then your design should take that in mind and think about what my KPIs are, why am I doing this, what is this Northumbrian Water magazine intended to do, what are the key things. And they actually feature new jobs every week, new positions that become vacant and so on. So that would be one of the key things that they want to do, is to fill those roles. You would then design, adding your words and pictures to your layout, and you can do that in the PageTiger system. You would then style it. You will have a brand style. It might be Learning Technologies purple or whatever. You would set it so it reflected your brand values. Add the interactivity. And I've listed some of the things, videos, polls, surveys, and so on. And then you'd publish it. Now, you'd publish it as a website, or it could be embedded within an intranet. But as I mentioned before, you can restrict who can see it. So although it is on the web, you can block, people can only see it if they come from your intranet, or if they've got a certain email address, or a payroll number, or if they're in a certain location. And you can choose which to do. And then use the tracking that I've already shown you to gauge the responses. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to work. It's always a good start. But I'm going to pop over to here. Every week, this might seem a bit strange, but every week we do a webinar for our new customers. You get about sort of 20, 30 people a week using PageTiger. So we run a 1-hour familiarization session. And each week we pick a topical news story and create a little publication using PageTiger. So what I'm going to do is, hopefully, I'm going to open the publication. And so just whilst the design's opening up, this is the iPad. So, oops, no, that was the iPad. Okay, so that's the publication online through Vodafone or whatever. And you can, that's my iPad, not the, yes, my finger's going weird. But you can flip the pages on an iPad and so on. But what I want to do here is to actually change the design. So I'm now in PageTiger, I'm now in the back end, I'm online, I'm creating a publication. And all I have to do is drag the pictures in, like so, and change the text. I think, where are we? The Tuesday, 14th of June, I think, isn't it? So just change the text. Tuesday, 14th. Like so. So those images, just change that straight away. If I wanted to, these images I've already got in my account. So I've got pictures of penguins for some reason. But I could also upload images. See if this works. Upload images. Add the files. It's a 4 megabyte image, which is part of the problem there. So you upload the images, and then you can drag them into your into your design. Bear with me half a moment. Using technology on a dodgy internet was not a good idea. I'll just try that one more time, because it is a very simple process. I think I hit the upload. Incidentally, on our stand, on stand 25, just over there, Martin's got a much better internet connection. I'm relying on this very dodgy mobile one, and he can show you live demonstrations to show you the. It obviously works. So you can add your images, but what you can also do is you can lock things down. Many of our customers face the challenge where they've designed a publication and then some bright spark decides to say, no, the logo shouldn't be top left, it should be down in the right and a bit squidged up, and I might change it to pink or purple or whatever. With the system, you can actually choose which things people can edit. Oh, there we are, the image has gone up. It was quite a big, I've done it twice now. So I could just drag that into my publication like so. And if I wanted to change it to reflect learning technologies, I could just click on the red and say I want it to be purple or black. So that's now changed the color. And you can set a corporate color and style. This is not obviously a training session. I wasn't actually going to do a live demonstration, but I thought, well, let's have a go. Now that could be published. We could add the interactivity, drop the video, and it's ready to go. And it really is that simple. And even things like if you haven't got any images, you can search Getty's image library, which all kind of hooks in. So if I want more pictures of, I can't even spell penguins now. So I can now search the Getty's image library and grab images that I would drop into my my thing, like so. So add that picture to the library, close it, and now I have pictures of penguins, like so. Okay. So basically, I think in answer to the first three questions of my content's dull and dreary, it's difficult to access and nobody bothers reading it, we've shown you some good reasons or good answers to make it better. But the other thing I wanted to show you today was how easy it can be, rather than having to be a big challenge where you have to get all your IT department to go away on a 3-month meeting to discuss implementation. Most of our customers just start using it today, which is cool. I just want to cover one other thing, as I think I'm out of time, actually. So apologies. Let me just rattle on very, very quickly. Just a couple of options with PageTiger. You have an administrator account. You can use the templates. Everything in ABC is available as a template for you to use straight away. But we can design you custom templates, or you can just create your own from scratch. You don't need to use a template. And then we also have the design vault where we can rebrand any publications for you. And also, we do back it up with a lot of training as well. So I wanted to show you something real that was actually working. I hope you found it useful. I'm sorry I couldn't hear any questions, but Joe and Becca are there. And if you want to come over and see a demonstration with a better internet connection, then please do. And thank you for your time this afternoon. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon and evening. Thank you.